Let's see how this works out this week. You're listening to the official podcast of PHP Architect, and this is episode 2025.09.18. I'm one of your hosts, Eric Van Johnson, and with me is John Congdon.
So far, we're off to a much better start than last week.
This podcast focuses on all things PHP and web development. We also touch on the larger PHP community and the general life of being a developer, which I have something to talk about that today. And of course, we talk about our company, PHP Architect, the magazine, the merch, the conference, the books, and all that. We record every Thursday at 3 p.m. Pacific time. And podcast is made better thanks to a partnership with Displace. Displace is your infrastructure management simplified. Automate Kubernetes deployments across any cloud provider or bare metal with a single command. Deploy, manage, and scale your infrastructure with ease. Displace.tech. We'll talk about them more to come. If you are just listening to the audio podcast, strongly recommend you join us for the live show on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/PHPArch and in our Discord, because you can actually be part of the show live. If you're watching the live stream, you see some stream going over there, and I can be heard today. Duck Nizzle, who you might be able to tell is in our Discord by his avatar. He is our new official male model for PHP Architect merch. Very happy. He was actually our first purchaser, but So all that and more to come. What was that, John? Yeah. As a matter of fact, I am wearing some new PHP Arch merch, John.
All sorts of it. I'm like, you walked away for 1 minute, and all of a sudden you come back and you're like, I got it all on at once.
Now I know what you're thinking, John. Eric, isn't it 80 degrees there? Isn't a hoodie a bad choice? No, John. This merch is smart merch, and it can regulate body temperature. You thirsty, John? I'm thirsty. Oh, hot cider was a bad choice. Bad choice.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, I got new merch in today, John. I got my hoodie, but more importantly, what I was really excited about, and the reason you saw me walk away, I literally changed outfits before we jumped on the stream because I didn't want John to see this. I got our latest merch, the cover of last month's PHP Architect. Really happy with this thing, how it turned out. Super nice. So yeah, new merch in the merch store. If you haven't been there in a couple weeks, go check it out. Somebody asked if I was done adding stuff. I'm like, you don't know me, do you? No, I'm not done. I will never be done, but I will give you a heads up. I'm going to try not to release like one or two things like I've been doing. I have the store at a good spot, and so I'm just gonna like maybe build up a few things and offer a couple things later. But yeah, no, got the hat. Really happy with the hat. So it's a little different than the other PHP Architect hats we have, which is just a full, what was it called? Flex fit. These are the trailer snapback. So, or trucker.
Trucker. I was gonna say trailer.
Trailer trash snapbacks. No, that's not what I meant, John. That was very rude of you.
Yes, it is kind of a Rorschach.
No, I am. So here's
Rorschach or Rorschach? Rorschach. Yeah.
Here's one of my issues. So there's too many. Hi, Nuno. Welcome to the stream. Matter of fact, welcome everybody. Derek, CC Miller, Chris, of course, Sarah, who just got off of doing a podcast with Chris and Mike. We'll talk about that a little later. Art. I saw who does
Jay Woods.
Andy, Jeff. Yep. No.
Joe. MR.
So the problem with the merch store is a problem with me more than anything else. I get too excited about this shit. So I make stuff, and then I figured something out. I'm like, oh, no, I don't want it like that. So I just redid the shirts because Now I found a brand where I can put a tag on the inside. So, and, and here's a little Easter egg. Even further down, I don't know if you can see this. It's the ransomware tag. Yeah. So yeah, I like that. But yeah, I'm done. I'm done with the merch store. If anybody's interested in picking anything up, but
Yep. One last time, store.phparch.com. I just came from the dentist and my mouth is completely numb. So this is gonna be a fun
must
show.
be a happy dentist. Oh, he did work on your mouth. Got it.
Yes, she did.
What you have done there?
Just redoing an old filling, pulling the old one out and putting new one in.
I'm probably due for a dentist visit. I'm definitely due to have my eyes checked, man. I'm at that, like, first thing, it hurt really bad to get to the age where I needed glasses.
Mhm.
And now I'm at the age where my glasses aren't strong enough anymore.
They're just constantly changing.
Yeah, this sucks.
Yeah.
Sucks. Never changes for the better, though. That's convenient.
I switched to contacts and I'm like, this is gonna be great because I hate wearing glasses because they're always scratched or they're always fogged up. Something's always wrong. And I put them in, I can see my phone great. I just can't see street signs, or I go bowling and I see double. It's like something's not right here.
Explain yourself.
Just I can't see my phone without glasses on. So when I put the contacts in, I can see it fine, but now my distance is messed up. So I can't see road signs until I'm right up on them.
Yeah, it shouldn't be any problem with you driving like that, I think.
Yeah, not at all.
Okay. No, you're fine.
Fine.
Can't
I have the roads memorized. I'm good. I can see the screen with my maps, so if I need a turn, I'm good.
Just driving by feeling.
Drive by braille as I'm riding down the road on the little reflectors. Boom, 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 boom.
I tell you, the newest EV car I bought, which we actually bought for the San Francisco kid for when they're in town, but we actually drive it like on a regular basis. If they're not in town, we're probably driving the EV, not because like it's a luxury vehicle or anything. It's just nice not spending money on gas. And I have the solar, so I can charge it for free. But it's not like a Tesla. It's not a self-driving car. It's a Volkswagen, but it does have the adaptive cruise control and lane assist. So if you set lane assist and you set adaptive cruise control, you don't have to do anything. Like it just drives at that point. It won't like change lanes for you or anything like that. But especially here in California, when you're sitting in traffic, good God, it's such a pleasure to just set those two things and not have to worry about it anymore.
Drives my wife crazy when I use it to actually come to a stop behind cars. It's like it's fine. It'll stop for us, but just hit the brake, please.
Yeah. And every now and then, it's like people cut in front of you, and it's like it doesn't respond quick enough for my liking. So, I made a big blunder today. Typical. I consider it a developer blunder that if you're a real developer, you're going to understand. But I started coding. I typically look at my schedule and I won't start coding until the afternoon if I have morning meetings, or won't start coding afternoon if I have afternoon meetings, because of what happened today, where I get so locked into what I'm doing and coding, everything else just falls away around me. And what's horrible is I love it. I love that state of just not like all of a sudden nothing else matters and I'm just like kind of working through code and stuff. Problem is our client thought it mattered. And they had to start a meeting, and they were like 15 minutes into the meeting before I realized what had happened. No. Yeah. Fortunately, it's for a project that's going really, really well. Unfortunately, it was the meeting that last week didn't go great, and definitely felt like I was concerned, like I was giving the impression like I was done with the meetings or something, which I definitely was not. So yeah, I had to tell Brooks is like the big developer on that project. Brooks and Frank were fortunately in the meeting, I'm like, dude, you gotta ping me with a huddle, even if I don't answer. Just like, don't just mention me. Like, I won't pay attention to the mentions. You have to ping me with the huddle. So yeah, but no, it was on me. It was totally on me. And that's something like I get in these flows, and I have this flow now that works really well for me. But it started with the fact that we didn't go to the dog park this morning. So when we go to the dog park, let the dog go play. Beck's there. We have some friends that we hang out with there. And I actually go like across the dog park because I have the treats for the dogs.
Mhm.
So I'm like, fuck it. If they want treats, they're going to have to come get them. I'm not going to stand over there with them where the dogs are. Right. But while I'm doing it, that's what I do. I go through my emails. I go through my calendar. I figure out what's going on for that day, what I have to do, when I have to do it. And I go through my Slack. And I have to say, I don't know if you're aware of this because I don't know how much you use Slack on the mobile device. I was never like a huge fan of Slack, and even less of a fan when they started like trying to force the AI on stuff, which I hardly ever use.
Right.
I gotta admit, their mobile app so I use a feature in Slack called Catch Up, where you can click on this box and it basically gives you a list of all your unread messages and all your channels.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. I've been using that for a long time. And that's my routine. I'll go through there, I'll catch up with all my Slack stuff, do all my emails, check my calendar. That's my morning. Now you can actually have Slack summarize what has been talked about instead of trying to read through everything. Because like the general channels.
In each channel?
Yeah. Each channel. So like the general channels, where there's like a lot of conversation. I don't want to I want to make sure I don't miss anything, but there was like the project channels for our big projects. They'll have a lot going on about something that they were working on. And so I started summarizing those, and dude, what a difference it makes. It does a really good job.
Huh.
So I've got to hand it to Slack. I'm not a big Slack fan. They're too goddamn expensive. I have a gripe about it, but I'm gonna give them some credit where credit is due, which is this mobile app has just really stepped up. So yeah,
I'll have to check it out. I'm terrible about a lot of the channels being unread. Every once in a while I go through but I like that idea of having that morning routine. I should give that a go.
Yeah. I like my little morning routine.
I'll see you tomorrow at the dog park.
You'll see. So yeah, we have some merch. So I actually have. I mean to bring up talk, John. Say something.
I want to know more about your week. You've talked so much about the merch store. What else can you possibly say about it at this point?
This is not a merch store thing. I'm actually looking for something else before I lead into it. So this actually involves you.
Oh no.
No,
it involves me.
Not that way. Well, I mean, you can't really see it anyway. So, all right. So yes, I'm going to say merch store one last time. That'll be the last time until the next time I say it. We have the new hats in the store, and I really, I've been wanting to do these snapbacks for a while, and I got them. I was happy with them. But my buddies over at Native PHP reached out to me, and I'd done a presentation on Native PHP, and I've been on their beta program for a while for the iOS. They have a app out there called Kitchen Sink, which is basically a demo of everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I like them. So I weaseled myself a Native PHP hat. Now any normal person would have been like, oh, cool, I got this hat, I'm really happy with it. Not me. I look at this, I'm like, damn, that's a nice orange. Why don't we have this orange in our merch store? God damn it. I spent like half a day going through all the different apparels that we could have, and none of the damn hats have this orange and this brown. I'm like, good God, that is such a beautiful hat. Look at that. Look how beautiful that is, man. Look at this thing. Oh, look at it, even fits better. That's a lot of orange, though, isn't it? That's a lot of orange. So yeah. So thanks, Shane, Simon, Native PHP team. Appreciate
Thank you, guys. I did get mine as well.
Yes, I did not tell John he was getting one, but he did get one.
Yep.
So, anyways, back to kitchen sink. So, if you're not aware of what native PHP mobile is, let's do a rehash real fast. If you ever wanted to develop a mobile application, but you didn't want to learn other frameworks or anything, native PHP is your solution, right? It's a Laravel framework today. There's been mention of expanding that, but today it's a Laravel framework, and you have a mobile app. That kitchen sink app I mentioned, like I said, I was on their beta program, so I had it on the iPhone. They let me into their iPhone via test flight, which, if you understand mobile development in iOS, you'll understand what I'm saying. And I got it through test flight. So I reached out to Simon. I'm like, hey man, I really like this kitchen app is like perfect for what I want to demo. Can I get the code base so I can build it for iOS and for Android and iOS and just do the demo? And they were like, yeah. Actually, we're not there yet. We're not ready to release it, and it's only on iOS. I'm like, oh,
really? Huh.
Yeah, shit, that sucks. He goes, but we're working on it. I'm like, all right, cool. And then this week, they actually released the repo on GitHub. Sorry if you're hearing the ambulance go by, or fire engine. So they released the demo. So this is awesome. If you want to do a presentation, or if you just want to understand and see how my dog is howling.
We can't hear the dog. We heard the sirens. Sorry.
Well, my wife is also trying to sleep.
Oh.
If you want to learn how native PHP mobile works, how it interacts, how you do things like cameras and stuff, this is the application for you. They have all the code in here. The app itself, the demo app, which you can install, I mean, just with this repo, you can download, do all your normal Composer install, NPM install. I mean, you can do a migrate if you want to try to see it in the browser, but you don't have to. It does a migration when you upload it to your app. But you have everything. You have the camera, you have the flashlight, you have the buzzing, a couple of features that I didn't have. So I tried to duplicate the kitchen app, the kitchen sink app when I did my demo. And I got a lot done, but I didn't get everything done. So this just like rounds it out. So yes, I strongly encourage anybody who has been thinking or considering looking into native PHP mobile, get on this repo.
Are you saying that this just came out? Because I thought he had talked about it at Tech back in May, having the kitchen sink app.
Right. He may have talked about it. And the kitchen sink app has been out on test flight for iOS for months. Just the code wasn't released. So they just released it. Matter of fact, if you look in our Slack on Tuesday, Chris Miller says, oh, hey, Eric, look, they released the kitchen sink mobile app. I'm like, hey, yeah, Chris, I know. He told me the day before, so I had to flex. I'm like, I got friends. I know people.
Yeah, I guess the initial commit is only 3 days old.
Yeah. So yeah, great repo to get your hands on. I would do it. I mean, seriously, fork it today, because who knows? I mean, maybe they'll wise up and decide they don't want it there anymore. But fork it and start playing with it. And get into the native PHP Discord channel. I'm in there. It's very helpful. I mean, it's so new, and so many things are changing, and so many things are coming down the pipeline so quickly that if you're serious about doing this, I've been saying this for a while. You want to plug in now. Now's the time to plug in, because you can have some input. You can kind of understand why decisions are being made and kind of go through it. So
this may be my last PHP podcast, by the way.
Thank God.
Oh.
Why?
Because I've been doing Python for the past friggin' week.
Yeah, I'm not worried about you jumping ship.
I hate Python.
I've tried several times in my life to embrace Python, and I know just enough to be dangerous, but I couldn't get there. I just couldn't get there. So, all right, why are you doing Python, John?
So I was tasked with trying to do real-time transcription of phone calls. And so I've been using Asterisk PBX software for 25 years now, if not longer. So I know Asterisk, I know how it works, but when researching this, you can do it with Asterisk, but FreeSwitch is a better alternative. And talking with somebody else at Foamer, they've been wanting to look at FreeSwitch for something else anyway. So they're like, why don't you take the time to learn it and see what we can do? And then they say, highly encourage you to use Claude. And, you know, it's all about speed to market. It's trying to get it up and running. Just a proof of concept, nothing, we're not writing anything for production. We just want to see if we can make it work. One thing, Claude is cool. I like it. It helped a lot, but I hate using it because it's doing things, and because I'm trying to move fast, I'm not like looking at every little thing that it does. Like it'll create, a bunch of files, and I'm not going through each one line by line trying to see what's happening. So I'm missing out on that learning opportunity, which is bad. I'm going to go back and try and pick that up as I go. And I'm hoping that as I am starting to fine tune things, that I can, oh, that makes sense now. That little piece versus the big piece that was done up front.
Mm-hmm.
But with that, FreeSwitch is piping the data out to a named pipe on the file system. And then there's a Python script that is reading that in and then creating a WebSocket off to a third party to do the transcription. And man, I've spent days just on that part. I'm like, Claude created the first initial draft of it, and I'm looking and I'm like trying to send audio data up to the third party, and it's just not working. I'm like, what is going on? I'm getting these errors. So then I have a conversation with Claude, like, I'm getting this error, and I think, the key is wrong. So it goes and fixes that. And it's just this back and forth of why things aren't working. Mm-hmm. And the initial version, it used their version 2 of the app. So I say, hey, they're on version 3 of their API now. Mm-hmm. Oh, you're right. Let me go update that. So it spends the time, updates that. I start getting things, what I think is working. And the debugging part was a pain in the ass. Like I could prove that the audio data that was coming into the Python script, because I was just then outputting it out to a file, bringing it to my local machine, and then converting it. I have audio. This is real audio data, but getting it to the third party and I'm not getting the responses. I don't know what's going on. Finally got there as of last night. Like finally got transcriptions working real time. But it's been interesting. It's I'm learning new stuff.
So you got a lot to unpack there, things that are going to lead into other conversations, and I definitely want to get on them. Mm-hmm. But before we do that, let's take a moment and thank our good people over at Displace for being a partner for this episode of PHP Podcast.
Thank you to our partners over at Displace Technologies. Building PHP applications is your passion. Managing cloud infrastructure shouldn't be your headache. Displace is your partner in cloud infrastructure orchestration, giving solo developers and small teams the tools and automation to deploy enterprise-grade Kubernetes clusters without the enterprise-grade complexity or cost. Their CLI tool streamlines everything from local development to fully managed cloud deployments on AWS, Azure, Google Cloud Platform, and more. Skip the steep learning curve of Docker, Kubernetes, and Terraform. Let their automation free you to focus on your core business without losing control of your infrastructure. Get started at displace.tech. That's displace.tech, and discover how the right tools can eliminate the need for a full DevOps team. Thank you, Displace. And we're missing Eric, of course.
I'm back. Yes.
Eric, do you know Mark? Do you know Mark Wright?
I know Mark Wright. I went to school with the Mark Wright. I assume that's who you're talking about.
Bladensburg, class of '87, in the house.
That's my boy. I believe he's a big truck driver now. So is he here? Hey, Mark, how's it
Yep.
going?
Chatting through Facebook.
So all right. So we talked about a lot of things. Where do I want to start? Actually, the wife just explained something to me. She told me I have all the windows open. Apparently, the AC kicked on, so I need to address that very quickly. I don't see.
You've got solar air conditioning outside. It's okay.
Right? I mean, that's kind of where I'm at with it. Shit. Okay. So first thing, Python. I will say, my experience with Python, as brief as it was, my biggest struggle with it was I wanted to use it for web because that's who I am, and it just kind of always felt like it was a forceful fit. Like I did start to lean on it more when I was doing like writing little scripts, and it wasn't until recently. I mean, actually, you and I had several conversations about it that I started replacing it with PHP because I'm like, shit, I know PHP. Why am I switching over to Python? The one thing I do like about Python, and this has not always been the case, I don't know when this actually happened, but it baked into the tool itself, you can spin up virtual environments. Or maybe that is another package you install now. Shit, I don't know. I install this stuff so basically now, but it has this concept of virtual environments where you can define what version of Python you want to support and stuff like that. I know we get that with Herd because we're using Herd, but I'd love to see that come wrapped into the core PHP where you could like spin up these PHP environments per version of PHP. Am I making sense? That makes sense?
I think so, only because as I've been trying to learn stuff about Python, like I couldn't just install a pip package because of some managed environment, and with that, you either have to use the OS's package manager, like apt, or do something with environments, and I did not get that far.
Yeah. And obviously that, with PHP we have other challenges. Like, I feel like that would only work if you were using the PHP as a web server as well, doing the whole PHP serve thing. Because otherwise, there's no way to tie it into like an external Nginx or PHP Apache and be able to like switch versions that easily, I don't think. But yeah, I don't know, man. I Python had its time, but let's go talk about Claude because we have some Trello tickets on kind of this general topic. If you remember, a while back, for Laracon this year, one of the big things they talked about was Laravel Boost, which was the Laravel implementation of AI. And one of the other things they talked about is MCP, which is designed to address the exact problem you had, which is getting Claude or getting any AI agent to understand not only what version you're working with, but what the documentation for that version is. And that's where like Laravel had stepped up and said, okay, because Laravel was a perfect example where AI wasn't really working, I felt, because it was just moving too fast. There were too many changes. And so Laravel stepped up and said, okay, we'll take care of this. And they implemented this, the MCP and all this. I'm like, wow, God damn, that is like a brilliant, strategy, brilliant move. Real happy they did that. Side note on that, we are putting together a roundtable to talk about PHP and AI, which I think might have been the last roundtable I did about a year ago. But so Laravel has a head of AI now, Ashley, and he's going to be joining us for the roundtable. TJ is going to join us to talk about Prism, which is a package he has that focuses on AI. And I'm really trying to get one more person on there, and I don't want to call him out in case they can't do it. We thought we had him locked down. We scheduled the roundtable. I was looking forward to announcing it on the show today, and then they realized that roundtable wasn't going to work for them. So we're trying to figure out if we want to push it or not. But definitely going to have those two. Might have a third, and the third one I think it's going to blow your mind, John. I know I'm a fan of them. I know you're a fan of them.
I can't wait to hear.
that.
You talked about while you're on the subject of MCPs, it was shared in our Discord. PHP is actually working on an official PHP SDK for creating MCPs.
Yes, that's what I was getting to.
Oh, were
Yeah.
you?
Yes, that's what I was. So again, much like
Oh, it's on your
Laravel,
list too.
yeah, much like Laravel, the fact that the foundation has identified this and started working on solutions to help, because this only strengthens the development community, I feel like. So yeah, I was very excited to see this. So yeah, they announced PHP SDKs for MCP. Did you read it?
I have not.
Okay,
I need to.
Yeah, awkward conversation. Derek's in our Discord. Derek, explain all this to us, please. No, just kidding.
Derek hates AI. He's not going to explain shit.
Derek's going to learn to embrace AI if it's the last thing he does. So, anyways, this is a work in progress. It's not anything done, or I don't even think it's like an official release yet. But it's exciting to see the foundation getting behind this idea of, okay, let's continue, because again, huge swing and hit for Laravel, I feel like. And JetBrains got on board with this pretty quickly. We talked about it after Laracon, but the Laravel idea package, which used to be a separate package you had to pay for, is now just included with PHP Storm. Paid version of PHP Storm. I don't think PHP Storm has a community version. I don't know, but so yeah, this is exciting to me. I'm really happy to see our language getting behind this and trying to reduce that gap of
Well, I think JetBrains adding MCP servers or infrastructure around their tools was a perfect fit, and since they're a big backer of the PHP Foundation and PHP itself, makes perfect sense that they're not doing this.
Yeah, 100%. It would be great to get somebody from JetBrains on that roundtable. Not saying that's who backed out, but just saying it would be really nice. So yeah, it'll be in the show notes. PHP Foundation is working the SDK for MCP. A lot of letters there.
Mm-hmm. Letter soup, for sure.
All right, Dreamlights. You can't write paragraphs, not during the podcast. Now I got to read this whole thing. As a PHP, I feel most jobs involve working with outdated code base. Absolutely, it does. Old frameworks and older PHP versions. Which are debugging.
The only thing you need to know: how can a developer stay up to date with modern technologies? PHP Magazine. Come to the PHP Tech in May next year. Get involved in your local community. See if you have a PHP user group locally. I mean, there's lots of ways to stay up to date. Hang out in our Discord channel.
100%. And embrace legacy code, because I tell you what, it's a great way to get paid to code, because everybody has legacy code that needs to be updated.
Hell, the code I wrote yesterday is legacy already.
Right? Very much so.
Ridiculous. There was a episode of... Are you done with AI?
Sure.
There was a great episode of Alive and Kicking released this week.
What? It couldn't be that good.
Sarah was on it. Sarah, he's being mean. Sarah, you look good. I think you're... this move out of country agrees with you.
Sarah, are you actually out of country now? I didn't think you were moving out of country until the end of the year.
Yes. No, not end of year. She said on the podcast, I think a couple weeks. Like it's imminent moving.
Yeah. But yeah, great episode of Alive and Kicking. So this is episode 2. It was pre-recorded. I know they have a couple more pre-recorded, but I also know I think they're going to start working in live streams, because they're kind of started working through all their it's never fun when you start a podcast. Like, you think you have it, and then you realize, yeah, nah, this sucks.
Well, they did a great job talking about a lot of features in PHP 8.5 that's coming out here in 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
And I was shocked that they want to deprecate the backtick operator.
What?
Pisses me off.
I disagree with that.
I use it all
My
the
name is
time.
Sarah Goldman. I have been. You actually.
So I don't. The funnest part of the podcast and where I stopped, like realizing what they were talking about, is Sarah could not remember the name of being a member of the FIG group. And
she figured it out by the end of the episode.
Oh, did she? I didn't.
Yeah.
I don't even think I got to the end, so I don't know.
Yeah, like probably halfway or 3/4 of the way through, all of a sudden it hits her, and it's like, that's what I was meaning earlier. It's fun.
I was trying to. If you're watching the live stream or if you're listening to the audio podcast, I have their podcast up on ours.
I have a loud voice, and
That's what that is. And this is a feature we don't use on Restream a lot, which is queuing up videos. But my goal here was, and initially I was going to edit the video so that it just had that part of her forgetting how to say fig or what the fig was.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to show that. I'm like, no, I can actually load the video because we stream it with Restream. I'll just load the video and then I'll queue up that section. And yeah, it doesn't work that way. Like if I click away and come back, the video restarts. I'm like, son of a bitch. What is the point of this?
That's
I can't
dumb.
do anything up. Yeah.
That's really dumb.
So Sarah, worked out for Sarah. I didn't have to, I couldn't, well, I mean, still made fun of her, but less so.
Yeah. Yeah. Kevin agrees with me. No, not the backtick operator.
Backtick operator.
Yeah.
What has been deprecated from PHP that you thought was going to be a big deal and ended up not being a big deal? Like, I feel like there was something a few years ago and I was like, no way, like that doesn't make sense. And then now I don't even remember what the hell it was because I obviously don't care anymore.
Same here. I mean, usually you get to that upgrade time, you go through your deprecations, you change it, and then you forget about it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, all right, I guess I'm going to do it this way now.
Yeah. Yeah.
The backtick operator would be a hard one because it's just the way I've been doing shell commands for so long.
Mm-hmm.
But now when I do it, especially at within the phone burner code base, there's people that are reviewing that code. They're like, no, that's not how you do this.
Good to have people like that.
But it's like, it's so convenient. I can run a script. I get the output back. I can parse it and do whatever I need, and I'm done.
Yeah.
I don't have to jump through any hoops.
100%.
Yeah.
What was I about to say? What were we talking about? Oh, something else I thought about? So for our Discord people, look at Duck Nizzle just kicking out an AI image of Alive and Kicking. I like that.
No, that's his actual office. What are you talking about?
Is that his office?
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah. I'm sure.
100%.
No, it's not enough of our merch around. It can't be his office, but oh shit, I lost it again. God damn it, I shouldn't.
We were talking about PHP 8.5 coming out.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
Was that right? Was that around
Oh,
that?
Discord. So Chris Miller, who is a member of the PHP Architect team, officially now, he's been doing this like fun thing where there are certain people in our Discord who he reminds where the podcast is streaming. And, I thought it was fun. Like, that's cute. That's fun. And you and I talked about it and we're like, you know what? We should create a tag that we can add to people who want to be reminded. And what I'm going to do, or my idea is, I've been so deep in this, N8N, this software package. It's kind of like a Zapier solution. And I've been so deep in it. I'm like, dude, there's so much fun putting this stuff together. But I think I'm going to start adding that tag to people because like today, people might have noticed I had N8N notify Discord that, hey, podcast is starting in like 15 minutes or something.
15 minutes to go. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, so I'm gonna start adding that tag to people, and then when when N8N sends out a notification, ideally like an hour before the podcast, it'll mention those people. So, and actually, John gave me that idea because I was like, I was going to just like hand code it all, and John's like, no, let's just like create a tag you can
I
add.
don't think that was me. I don't.
No, everybody can blame John for this idea. It's totally him. Yeah.
I don't think it was me. Maybe it was Joe. He said he gave you detailed instructions.
Maybe it was Joe, actually.
I don't give Joe enough credit for this one.
I don't give Joe enough credit, clearly.
Man, you and I have a bunch of duplicated cards on our list. Clean mine up.
Well, we're kind of in the same industry, John, so that happens.
Makes sense.
I moved one. Oh, okay. Fun thing before we talk about another PHP thing. I'm going to move this over.
I'm going to put. We were talking about MCPs in Discord. There was a video, a Nuno video, and since Nuno's a great part of our community, I'm going to share that in our show notes.
Absolutely.
Introducing Laravel MCP.
Yes. You don't watch TV, do you? Like, you just don't watch it?
Not very much. I watch a couple of guilty pleasure shows, but not a lot.
Yeah, we have a few of those as well. There's a series that I'm having a hard time getting into the second season, but Peacemaker, who is a DC character, he was part of the last Suicide Squad, and they spun off a whole different series for him. It's very adult driven superhero. Like, you definitely don't want your kids watching it. A lot of drugs, sex, and violence. I mean, it's definitely, and they've leaned into it harder for season 2. So, like I said, I haven't actually started watching season 2. I think I'm only like 2 episodes in. Anyways, the bad guy, the bad organization so far in Peacemaker is called Argus. Does that sound familiar to you?
It does, yes.
So for those who aren't familiar, John and I briefly released a product called Argus, which was a cron monitoring service that we created. We put a lot of time in it, and it was good. It's just nobody was interested. And, once we got Honeybadger, I was like, why are we doing Argus? Like, Honeybadger is kind of better and simpler. So we just spun it down. But I put a lot of name in that thought, a lot of thought in that name, Argus. And I saw it on Peacemaker. I'm like, that's funny. That Argus is a Greek god. Wait a minute, son of a bitch! We're Argus. It's like one of these little nuggets of information I knew, and I was like, as I was reciting it, I was like, why do I know that name? And I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. I named a product Argus. God damn it.
Funny. I'd put on the list a PHP 8.5 feature that I'm excited about.
I want to hear you talk about this.
I know that Sarah went through like all of the features coming in 8.5 on Alive and Kicking, so go listen to that for more information. But I'm really excited about the pipe operator.
So, hot take.
Yeah.
I'm not as excited about it, but I do think it's very cool because it doesn't like actually replace anything, right? It's just a different syntax to what we already do.
Right. Yes, it's a different syntax. I think the reason I'm excited is because I use it so often on the command line that I think it's going to translate into things that I do in PHP. Because there's oftentimes call this function, take the output, now pass that to the next function, So I think it's something I will use once it's available. Yeah,
I want to use it. I think I probably will use it, but it's definitely going to take me a minute to kind of get my head, because like as I'm thinking about it now, first thing, applause to whoever came up with the syntax for the pipe operator, which is the pipe sign, the straight up and down lining. If you don't understand what the pipe sign is, and what is that? Is that the greater than symbol? So it's actually 2 keystrokes, which is a ballsy move to make, but I do like it. It just kind of is going to stand out a lot in the code, I think. So maybe in my head I'm oversimplifying this, and I already see here. Oh yeah, like they're doing this function. Yeah, I never thought about that. So yeah, so like down below, if you're looking at the screen, I'm sorry if you're not looking at at the screen, but they have this example here where it's just the parentheses. Then you do array values, parentheses, array unique, parentheses, array merge, parentheses, array column, like how you do it or how I do it today. And I look at that, I'm like, okay. The thing you have to remember when looking at this is it's kind of like an inside out thing. Like the thing,
onion.
Yeah. The thing most inside is the thing that's going to happen first, and then the next thing outside. And I think the pipe operator kind of flips that around where it flows in a way that makes more sense to me when you look at it. So
exactly.
Yeah, I like the pipe operator. I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be one of those things where it takes me a while to actually use it, much like
at least a couple of months.
I mean, it's like the switch. It's like the switch command. Like once I started using it, it's like I don't think I've ever gone back.
Talking about match.
I'm sorry. Yeah, switch. Switch is what I was using. Yeah, started using match, and you don't go back after you start using it. So yeah, I really like the syntax. Yeah, I like it. I know people are excited about it. I guess that's where I start to lose it a little bit. Like, why is everybody so excited about this? It's something we can already do this basically. It's just a little, this is definitely a cleaner way.
Yeah, I think that's the big thing. It's either you do it on the one line, like the example above, where you have to cognitively, as you're reading the code, go to the inside and then figure like, oh yeah, this is going to return this and figure it all out, or assign it to temporary variables to do it in order.
Right.
Or now we have this option.
Right. So,
I like it.
I like it too. And again, the decisions that were made in this, I think were I like it.
They didn't really have any of that. They didn't really have an option though, right?
Yeah, we're running out of like there can't be any more cool features like this because we're out of all the simples. We've used them all. We gotta start adding them together.
In the OS CLI, you can use pipe, just the pipe operator. That's already the bitwise OR in PHP, so you can't use it.
That's true.
Yep.
Yeah. And actually, yeah, now that you mention it, yeah, this isn't the first 2-character like operator, right?
Yeah, we have a spaceship operator.
Yeah, there's that. There's the OR, which is 2, pipes, right? So yeah, this isn't as revolutionary as it. I take back all the credit I was given the PHP internals group. They're not really doing anything new. Do better.
Thank you for all you do, is what he meant to say.
Oh, is that what I meant to say?
I think that's what you meant to say.
Okay, I'll give it to you. Do we want to talk about this thing here that I'm moving over? It's kind of old.
It's old, but it's worth talking about. Especially October's coming up, which is Cybersecurity Awareness Month, and there's actually another one over here that you didn't include. There's been lots of supply chain attacks happening, especially with NPM, and it just make sure everything's updated. Go make sure you have some sort of notification system.
I mean, isn't that part of the problem? If you update too quickly, you've compromised your system. I mean, that's the problem with supply chain attacks, right?
Right. I'm not saying stay up to date. I'm saying go look now and see if you're using any of these packages and
update immediately. Yeah, because that's the other thing. And I mean, to an extent, we have a vector of attack in the PHP world with Composer, and those people have attempted to exploit those, but so far they've always been caught. Seems like this shit is happening a lot in the NPM world or the JavaScript world with NPM. Like, this is by no means the first time this happened. It just happens so frequently, and I think like part of it, and we're again probably just as guilty about this in the PHP world, but like NPM packages are dependent on so many other packages that are dependent on so many other packages. And like they get these exploits that they bury so deeply in this one package that it's like, oh yeah, spaces to the left. nobody thinks about, and then all of a sudden
The
it hits
left
all these
pad.
packages.
Yeah.
Yeah, the padding one. Yeah, that's it. I wasn't going to call it out by name, but yeah, that's what I was
L
talking about.
pad way back
Yeah.
in the day.
Mhm.
And it's also, when you start looking at this, 26, 27, 47 million downloads per week. It's a
So crazy. Yeah.
lot of affected apps out there.
Yeah, it's so crazy. And Joe on our team started re-enabling Dependabot, which I appreciate them doing that. We had kind of started rolling out Dependabot because it was just hitting us with so many notifications and nobody had time to work on it. But now that we have some more bandwidth with Joe, we can kind of take a look at these things and really start to assess what things need to be implemented, which ones don't need to be implemented. If you don't know what I'm talking about, GitHub repos, you can add a bot. Would you call it a bot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You add a file to your repo that enables Dependabot, and all it does is look through your packages JSON and composer JSON files.
Yeah. Your composer and npm packages.
And just lets you know if things are out of date.
Yeah. Well, it does more than that. It opens up PRs to update them.
Yeah.
Which is nice, if you have good testing before you do merges. But yeah, npm, man, dude. I mean, it impacts all of us. We all use JavaScript. We all use different JavaScript packages. I don't care how much of a hardcore back-end PHP developer you are. You're using JavaScript somewhere. Painful, man. It's painful to see this stuff.
Yep.
Oh man. What's this? What's that for? Is that something to talk about?
Yes, actually it was.
Cool.
Who doesn't like to talk about PHP tech? Right? Of course.
Am I going to the repo or am I going to the site?
The repo. I mean, that's why the whole reason it's here is I didn't share this with you. I've been trying to do a better job of keeping our Zendesk email or support email cleaned up. And
great.
Somebody in there said, "Hey, there's a typo on the website here." And I replied real quickly, "PR is welcome," and sent them. No, I did not do that. I'm just kidding. I did not do that. I did. I fixed it, sent them a thank you, and then did include it. If you're interested, you don't have to. You can always send me this kind of stuff by email. I'll fix it up. But, it is an open source repo. You can always open a PR and we can do it that way. And they replied saying, yep, that they were definitely open to submitting if they found stuff like that.
My wonderful wife actually found an issue with the website, and I told her open a PR, and she just like, "Do you want to eat?" I'm like, "Okay, fine, I'll do this one for you." Yeah, she sent me some screenshots. She's like, "Is this really what you meant to say here?" And I'm like, "No, not even close to what I meant to say. Thank you." So yeah, yep, this is out there. Actually, did we get our first ticket sold? Was that our first?
We did. Yep.
First ticket sold last week, recently.
Yep.
Really excited about that.
You know who you are.
You know who you are.
We know who you are too.
Did we talk about when we're killing early bird this year?
Not yet.
We should do it next week.
Okay.
Early bird. I cannot get this Bluesky SVG to look like a butterfly. Look at that guy. Guy looks horrible. I've been trying to do SVGs. If somebody can explain to me the logic behind the code within SVGs, like I can go into Canva, create an image, and download it as SVG. I mean, I can do that. I just don't understand the code. Like, matter of fact, somebody want to open up a PR, fix this icon right here. This is the Bluesky icon. It's supposed to be a butterfly, and everything I've done to try to stretch this guy out doesn't work. And I don't understand what I'm doing wrong, and it's irritating.
You're using SVGs instead of JPEGs.
But all the cool kids are using SVGs now, and I want to use SVGs because you can change colors and stuff. But
no,
yeah,
I know that's the way it's supposed to be.
I don't understand. Like, why can't this be a simple width height setting, like, which is what I thought it was? That doesn't work. Really get irritated by it. So yeah, but all the other ones look pretty nice. To be fair, most of these are AI generated, including the broken
Ooh, you're gonna get in trouble for admitting that.
No,
Not
I don't think I am.
Not using the official logos.
Yeah. Well, I don't. Well, that's what I was about to say. Like, I feel like they all should have an official version of an SVG, and I went looking for them and couldn't find them. And it was irritating. It's like, okay, fine, I'll just recreate them. I don't know what else to do.
Gotta do what you gotta do, right?
Yeah. Do we want to talk about this this here? Do you want to talk about that? You interested?
I only put it there because somebody said we better talk about it today, and I was like, So yeah. Talk about it.
So DHH, if you're not familiar who DHH is, he's the guy behind Ruby on Rails. I've been informed he can not be the coolest person to hang around, but whatever. He is to Ruby what Taylor is to Laravel. Matter of fact, Laravel, a lot of design decisions from Laravel were based on Ruby, and Taylor is a huge fan of DHH as a person in what they've done with Rails. Interesting thing. So DHH has a company too. They're the guy. They're the company behind what's a camp one called?
Basecamp.
Basecamp. Basecamp and a few other. The latest one they came out with was an email client service called Hello. And this is kind of what started this whole just spiral down. They were trying to, the way I remember, this is not an official recap, and I can't say that this is 100% why we are where we are today. But I remember when they were trying to create an iOS version for their Hello email client, Apple has all these crazy rules around development and mobile development, especially if you're going to make money off your app through the app. So if people are signing up for services or something like that, they want a piece, and it's a large freaking piece. I mean, it's not like a small amount. Like, it's a lot. I don't know if it's like still 40%, but it was a significant money, and it's not a one-time fee. It's not like, oh, they signed up, here's 40% of their sign up. No, it's 40% or whatever that percentage is the entire time they're using the service. And it's just crazy. When Twitter started doing their pay for a blue check mark, there was like a lot of confusion on how to do it. And for a while, you could only do it through iOS. And then this is why, because Apple makes it so incredibly hard. Well, this started this whole series of events where DHH, and again, extremely good developer, smart person, technically wise. I mean, he's been around, he's been in the game for a while. He started, like looking at the Apple policies and stuff, and I guess he might have been an iOS user, a Mac user at this time, and he decided, this is it. I'm not doing this. I'm not contributing to Apple's ecosystem anymore. I'm pulling back. Whether he started looking at Windows or not, I don't know. I don't follow him that closely, but at some point, he was introduced to Linux. And more specifically, he was introduced to Arch Linux, which is a great distro. The cool thing about Arch is it's like, it's not a true, I mean, I guess it is kind of a rolling distro, but they don't they update constantly, including the packages you install with Arch. It's constantly being updated. Like, they don't, Ubuntu, they'll wait a while before they add updates to their repos to push down to their servers. Arch isn't like that. Arch is like, you want the latest and greatest, you're using Arch. I actually have Arch and have had Arch running on a Raspberry Pi for about 4 years. Smooth. It runs smooth as hell. I love the thing. I looked at putting it on my Pop! OS machine and didn't. Anyways, DHA started playing with Arch, and he liked it, and he kind of wanted some of the features with it, and he was doing a lot of customization, which is something you can do with Arch, and he did enough customization because understand he's using it as a desktop now, which is something John and I did for a long time. John and I used Pop! OS for a desktop for about 3 or 4 years. So he was using it as a desktop. So things like window management and key bindings, these were all very important to DHH. So he just started messing more and more with Arch, and then one thing led to another, and he ended up creating his own distro, which like people are just clamoring towards. Let me. I didn't share it. Share it. It's in the Basecamp organization on GitHub, and it's called. How do you pronounce this? OM Archery. Archery.
Archie.
Omarchi?
Oh my Archie? Is that what it's supposed to be? Like oh my ZSH?
Oh my Archie. Maybe. I don't know. I like that idea.
Oh my Arch.
Look at videos of DHH demoing this stuff. Very smooth, very buttery. I mean, the Linux distro or the Linux desktop is no longer playing catch up. Honestly, I mean, I felt this way for a while. If John and I weren't using particular software we're using for things like tech, I personally would still be on Pop! OS if I hadn't moved over to Arch by now. But what you can do and the customization you can do, and I wasn't even using the latest and greatest. So the thing that really kind of got DHH excited was Wayland, which is the new replacement for the old graphics interfaces for Linux, which makes things very like iOS sort of bubbly and move and snappy and looks really good. If you're somebody who likes to mess with desktops and somebody who has ventured into the world of Linux before, give it a try, man. I mean, I don't know how much, like, how often do you see a new distro hit the world where people are jumping on it in the Linux world? I mean, there was Ubuntu when Ubuntu came out, and everybody was going from Red Hat to Ubuntu. Everybody did that, and that was just on the server. I mean, that was before even desktops, were really catching up. Arch came around. A lot of people started using Arch, but I haven't seen anything like. There's always new distros in the Linux world. Like everybody and their neighbor can come up.
Yeah, but I feel like most people. This is the way I am anyway. Is unless you are really a tinkerer and you sit down and you're trying like every version of Linux, you find one and then you kind of stick with that because you learn it. Like I was a Red Hat guy from back in the 90s and Red Hat all the way. And then Fedora, I think I went to. And then,
which makes sense, right? Fedora was the open source desktop of Red Hat.
Once Red Hat sold out, yeah. And then now I feel like I'm an Ubuntu person only because I was forced into that mainly by a lot of the AWS kind of systems, right? Ubuntu being kind of the default there.
I'm going to try to mute this real fast, so I'm going to play it for a quick second. Umanchi is
Umarchi?
Umachi. I'm sure it has meaning of some sort. I'm trying to get. So this is this is very close to my Mac OS desktop. Like I don't have icons. I have a very empty and an open terminal. And like that smoothness of how that window popped open, that's the whole Wayland stuff. And you'll see, I'm sure he'll open up another.
Well, for some reason it's not playing.
Oh, it's not playing?
I'm not seeing it play.
Oh, there you go. Have it now.
Yeah, now I do.
Okay. Let me back it up a little bit. So this again, very clean desktop, which is something I've been doing for years on all my desktops, not just my Pop! OS, but so yeah, I mean the cool thing, the most attractive thing to me for this is DHH is a developer, although most distro developers are developers, but they're distro developers. DHH is coming from a standpoint, I think, of more of like our world where, he's had to work with desktops and apps in how Windows behave. This is the window management system, which to this day, I struggle with my window management system on Mac OS. I use Raycast, and it's been the closest thing I found to what I like. But yeah, it's cool. I would 100% give this distro a try before I if I were to move back to a full-time Linux desktop, I would want to play with this distro before I committed to anything long-term. Yeah, it's nice. Go check the videos. We'll throw all this stuff in the show notes. I'll grab this link right now, actually, and throw it in the show notes. Yeah, it's fun stuff, man. It's a great time to be a geek. I tell you, all this new stuff. Our language is, hot again. Everybody wants to, get back into PHP and desktop.
We have somebody I haven't seen as part of the show before. Lance over on YouTube. They have one elephant, and they saw the R's in the background in that other view. So welcome to the club. The addiction starts, and then you kind of want to collect them all.
And we're actually sold out of an elephant.
We just sold out of Tony's.
Tony's are officially
sold out. I don't know if you saw in Discord. I do not have a little Tony.
You don't? You got rid of all your Tonys?
I have the big Tony.
Yeah, I got the big Tony.
The inventory must have been wrong in the system, because I'm like, I thought I put the final number, which is what I had in my garage, and somehow we sold more. So I don't know if it's a bug within the merch store that we're using, because all the last few orders came from there.
Yeah.
So luckily I had 2 in my office here, and I'm like, you got to go, boys. Sorry.
Yeah, I had a few. When you mentioned that, I wasn't sure if you had one to cover the last order. I'm like, okay, I have a couple of small Tonys. I'm willing to sacrifice one if I need to. Yeah, I we should look into that, because I wonder if when does it remove it from the inventory? Like how? Because we did a count before we did the inventory, and yeah, I'm curious how that happened. Like I wonder if it's still in the inventory because we didn't mark it as shipped or something.
So I immediately went and removed them all and marked it out of stock just to be safe. I did figure out how to update tracking numbers, so that's all done. And as soon as UPS gets those today, because I didn't drop them off till late yesterday, they should be automatically updated within that system.
That's cool. What's really cool is it still shows up. It shows the sold out. Oh, let's move this around a little bit. Why is it doing that now? It does show the sold out, and when you click on it, you can't click anything. But look, this thing just keeps spinning. I don't know what it's doing here.
Dumb.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, so if you, matter of fact, you can't even order the stuff on our other site anymore. Everything comes to the merch store now.
Do you remember? You know who we haven't heard from in a long time?
Who?
Fucking Steve from back in the PHP Ugly days.
Actually, I just heard from fucking Steve today or yesterday.
Yeah,
I meant to talk.
He reached. Yeah, he reached out asking when we'd get more Tonys in stock. I'm like, yeah, we only get a limited quantity. We get the minimum order we can, because they're really meant for people who attended PHP Tech.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Fucking Steve, come to the goddamn fucking conference, and maybe you'll get a Tony or elephant.
I understand international travel's hard.
Whatever, I don't care.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the reason. It's not something we're gonna keep restocking.
No, not Tony's, for sure. Not Tony's. Yeah. So yeah, Steve, you and I got to talk about Steve. But yeah, and we have a potential new column coming to PHP Architect, which I'm personally really excited about. I'm going to spoil it, because if nothing else, we're going to get a few articles out there before they realize the mistake they made in committing to this. But we have somebody wanting to do an article specifically around PHP in the enterprise, which again, if you're a PHP Ugly listener, know this was one of our favorite subjects, and the way we like to trigger Laravel developers is saying why Laravel isn't considered enterprise ready. But yeah, I'm really excited because I'm somebody who came from an enterprise solution. I wasn't a developer, and thank God. Like developing in the enterprise is like a horrible experience. It's very slow moving. There's all these things you have to take consideration. I know for ourselves personally, we had a change management board where any code that was going to production had to go through the change management board, which in principle sounds like a great idea. And I could get behind if the fucking change management board were developers. They weren't developers. They were just like regular people. I was like, okay, does it break anything? No. Okay, push it through. It's like, what do you think he was going to push something through that broke something? Like, why aren't we looking at the code and running? Like, I always felt like the security team, if they wanted to go through that process, we had a dedicated team of security professionals. They should have been doing scans on the code base. They should have been checking, the packages that got included. Like, it just killed me how broken the system was, but it's common in enterprise. Like, everybody wants to have a say on everything that happens in enterprise. Whether they're qualified to have that say or not is a whole different topic. I can rail about this for hours. I'm going to stop now. I have a lot of opinions on enterprise development, thinking a lot of good things.
So it's going to be a good column, and you're going to review all of those articles, right?
I will review every word. Yes. Anybody who's worked in enterprise, especially enterprise development, I'm sure you feel my pain and know exactly what I'm talking about. It's not fun. I mean, like everybody thinks it's goofy, and it's like, oh yeah, I just need to make this one change. There's no such thing as like one small change. I mean, literally, multiple people have to sign off on it. It's such a painful process. I mean, it made sense for like when stuff was being shipped with hardware and had no way of being updated or corrected or patched. Like having this like multiple tiers of evaluation and stuff and testing. But web development, please just get the stuff out. Make sure you're not doing anything like knowingly wrong. If something breaks, fix it.
No major security issues.
Right, exactly. Yeah, painful experience. And I was part of the change management board, and I used to roll my eyes because I wasn't allowed to have, like, I had to present, I had to be on the side of the people presenting the changes for web, because that was my group. I was part of the web group. And I guess maybe there was an assumption that, any criticism I had about the submission, I had already cleared up or whatever. But it's just like, okay, like, I just felt like I should have been the last person. Like, I'm the one, I'm hosting it on my servers. Like, if anybody's going to have a problem with this code, it's going to be me. So why don't you guys all agree ahead of time that it meets whatever requirements you feel it needs to meet, and then I will look at it. Because if I say it's good to go, and then we still have to wait a week or two to go through all this BS, it doesn't make sense to me anymore. Because now, by the time it gets back to deployment, I don't know what's changed. Like, I have to reevaluate it again anyways.
Right.
Such a weird world enterprise is.
I'm happy to have never been a part of it. I mean, I'm part of it now with PHP Architect.
We're not enterprise ready, John. Let me explain to you why.
Because we're using Laravel.
Yeah.
It's
I do like
joke, Laravel. We love you.
We do, absolutely. Shoot, you're the core of our business right now.
Yeah.
I was
we just like to be silly.
We got a good team. And fortunately, I mean, and that's where when you have a team like we have a PHP Architect, things like change management boards and stuff like that, where in principle seem like a good idea, but isn't needed. Whereas in enterprise, you have so many people touching code. You don't know who they are. You don't know their background. You don't know how long they've been working for you. Yeah. I'm still done with that. I'm happy where we are and where we are as a company and our workflows. So good job, team.
That's good. And you like it because we also have control over it.
Oh my God, Kevin, enterprise is not a buzzword. Stop saying that. It's not a buzzword. It's a real thing. Anybody who says it's a buzzword is somebody who's never worked in enterprise. Yes, actually, good point. WordPress is enterprise, ironically enough, qualified. So we can't get into it. Don't pull me down this hole, Kevin.
Fun. All right. I think we're at a stopping point there. Way to kill it.
Kevin,
it's all your fault. You killed the show.
God damn it, Kevin. All right. That's it. We got through a stream. We didn't even talk about what happened last week. I guess we'll talk about that another time. I still need to address that.
That was terrible.
Well, it's your fault, just so you know.
Yeah.
Joe told me to blame you. So yeah.
We talked about it on Tuesday's meeting before you joined. It's probably
did we?
It's probably your coax splitters you have in the attic that are wrong.
No, that's what Joe. I'm so okay. So I moved my office. I don't have a hardwire in this office, and John came across a product where you can actually piggyback your network on your coax cable, because most houses here in the U.S. have coax cable. It's what is used for cable companies initially to send you cable TV, but it's what they use today to send you internet as well. It all comes through your coax cables. So John's using this product, works great for him, made perfect sense to me. It's like, yeah, that absolutely makes sense. I bought it. It worked well. Like every time I did a speed test, I had my fiber speeds like of a gigabyte up and down. It was only when I started streaming, like either here or a Zoom call, things just went sideways quick.
And you say works great for me. I've used it once.
Oh, you don't have it on all the time?
I mean, it's on all the time, but it's only on my Nintendo Switch, which I don't use.
Oh, what's in your office? You got hardwired to your office?
Well, that's where my modem is in my office. So my entire office, I have network cables like running along the wall. I did this. Really, I wanted to get. Well, I lied. I use it for my TV now in my living room as well. So I do use it there, and it works great. My thought was I wanted hardwire to my TV in my bedroom, my living room, and then to any gaming console. So that's why I got it, because I felt like the Wi-Fi just wasn't doing well. But the TV in my bedroom, I'm just using an old Chromecast, or not Chromecast, an old Roku stick. So I can't use hardwire to it. It's Wi-Fi only. Did you really just freeze up? Or are you doing a really good job of standing still? Are you kidding me? That's funny now. All right. Anyway, I installed it so I could get Ethernet over to
my back.
Your back.
That's exactly what. Remember, I told you I was nervous because it just did it again. I'm literally just standing here. Nothing's changed.
Wow.
Yeah, that was weird.
Funny timing is when we're talking about it. It happened. It was a great show, the whole show, and then we started talking.
And my quality didn't go down or anything. My quality's still good, or
yeah, everything's fine. You just froze. Weird. You just froze for 10 seconds.
Yeah, and for the record, everybody, I am hardwired into the switch router in my wife's office now.
Are you running a long Ethernet cable along the ground?
Mm-hmm.
So anyone that's wondering, it's a MoCA adapter, MoCA. It's a, I don't know if protocol is the right word, but it uses a higher frequency on the coax cable. So you need special splitters. So if you already have splitters in your house, you might need to replace those. And then if your cable is connected out of your house, there is a filter to filter out that frequency, so you're not sending any of your network traffic out.
Which is something you wouldn't want to do.
Yeah. Right. So the way mine worked, all of my cables happen to be sitting in the front corner of my house outside in a box. So the one coming into my office for my internet is just a straight line, not connected to anything else. The others I just connected to make a separate coax network.
I wonder if that would help
Yeah.
my problem. Like if I just defined a separate coax network, if it would perform better. I didn't even look into that. I don't even have the thing like how you configure that. Maybe you can show
No,
me.
it just happened because for me it was just all of my coax terminated at that same spot. Most people,
Gotcha.
you have one coming into the house, goes up into your attic, and then they have splitters all over the place to split it out. So it really depends on how it's just run in your house.
Yeah.
If it's going through those splitters, it's possibly filtering out that signal range.
All right, Lance.
But who knows?
I'm checking out what aerospace is.
Yeah.
Don't tease me, Lance. I'm. Oh, it's i3. Oh, it's i3. Like I'm already liking it. Like I just like the fact i3 is what I wanted to move to. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look at this, Lance. Aerospace beta. This is a Windows manager for iOS that looks like it's based on i3
For iOS or Mac OS?
Mac OS. Sorry, yeah,
Yeah.
I always say iOS now. Yeah, Mac OS. So yes, I'm gonna have to give this a look for sure. Pretty happy with Raycast, honestly, but it's very basic. You can only it's very basic window management. So don't hate it, but yeah, I'll give this a shot. You've been using it for a year. Interesting. All right. So if I don't like it, I know who to blame. Lots.
Lance, come join us in Discord. Discord.phparch.com.
Yeah. All right. I think that's it, right? We made up for, it's hour 25 minutes now. It's like basically made up for the show we missed last week. So
There you go.
I think we're good.
Thank you once again to our partners over at Displace.tech.
Check.
If you're like me and don't want to deal with Kubernetes, go check them out.
Thanks to all our partners, Displace, PHPScore, and Honeybadger. We appreciate all your support. All right, that is it. Thanks, everybody. Are we here next week, John? Don't we have a week coming up that we need to punt on?
At the end of October, I know we need to.
October. Oh, well, we won't be around in October.
Right.
Yeah, I guess we're going to have a user group meetup this month.
Not this month. Kind of didn't work out. What were you thinking we needed a miss for?
I don't know. I had it in my head that we had a week coming up that we weren't going to be able to stream because
last week because your internet didn't work.
Yeah. Okay. No. Great. All right. So see you guys next week.
All right.
Bye.
This has been PHP Podcast, the official podcast of PHP Architect, the industry's leading tech magazine and publisher, focused on PHP and web development. Subscribe today at phparch.com to see what the leaders in the community and industry are talking about.